Yo, what's up, my friends? It's Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for Thursday Night Football Week 4. Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers up at Lambeau Field. Gonna be a great game. This is on Thursday, September 28, 2023. We have NFL player props, spreads, totals, and a same-game parlay for this game. A risk-free same-game parlay. I think are great value bets for this Thursday Night Football game between the Lions and the Packers. If y'all are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always, guys. You guys absolutely rock. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at StraightFirePicks for recaps, content, stuff like that. Check out our community Discord as well, guys. It's absolutely free. You get access to the chat, access to more picks, research, things like that. Definitely a great resource to check out. There's a lot of free stuff being posted in our Discord, so be sure to check that out. Be sure to also drop your favorite pick for this game down below in the comment section. If you like a pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. And we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Speaking of our comment cappers from Monday Night Football, we're going to do a quick recap. For our comment cappers first, we had Lit Picks calling the Bengals Rams under 45 points. Cash that. We had Magic Man calling Matthew Stafford over 3.5 rushing yards. Great call out there. He got that later in the game. Eric and me with a 3-leg parlay that included Mike Evans, A.J. Brown. Cash that for plus 111, plus 166 boosted on FanDuel. So great call out there. And then we had Drew Tang Clan calling Tyler Higbee's overs for receptions and yards. Mike Evans touchdown and Brown over on receptions. All those cashed. He swept the board with 4 plays. So look for his plays. That was good stuff. So great calls from our comic cappers. As far as our stream results, we ended up going 2-2. Wasn't a terrible night. Lost a little bit of juice. We didn't hit our same game. We didn't hit our parlay, which was we were going for 4 units on. We only lost a tenth of a unit on that. We ended up 2-2 on our normal plays. We had Mike Evans over 53.5 receiving yards. He clutches up at the end, makes that one-handed catch. Ends up going over there late. Had some drops throughout the game, though. Really should have made that a lot easier on us. And then we had Puka Nacua over 65.5 receiving yards. He ends up going over late as well on a bomb down the sideline. 37-yard reception. He gets it late. Again, it was one of those things where the Rams started out good. Even with Nacua started out pretty good. And then things just fell apart in the second half of the Rams. And they ended up losing that game. Really had a great chance. We had the Rams money line as well. Unfortunately, that didn't hit. Like I said, they kind of fell apart there in the second half. Then we had the Tampa Bay Bucks +5 spread. That's another one where I'm just watching missed opportunity after missed opportunity. I mean, it's the way football is. And it started raining and just turned into more of a mess than it should have been. What can you do, though? We did sweep our player props and we got swept on our game picks. So what can you do? But that's okay. 2-2, guys. We're going to bounce back today. We want to get a 3-0. We got 3 plays today and a same-game parlay. We're looking to make about 2 units on that same-game parlay. Again, we're putting a tenth of a unit on that. Let's get after it today, though, guys. Let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, you guys know where I'm going. I'm going Detroit Lions money line here versus the Green Bay Packers. Right now listed -108 odds here on FanDuel. I love this, guys. Lions, to me, are clearing away the favorite in this division to win the division, right? I think they're the best team in the division. I know I'm a Lions fan, but I've bet on the Lions plenty this season already. I've already been pretty happy. Last week, I took the Lions -3. They didn't disappoint. They won 20-6 at home. In week 1, remember, we took the Lions versus the Chiefs on the spread. They covered that. So take the Lions again here on the road versus the Packers. They've won the last 3 meetings in this series, including that regular season finale up in Green Bay that we saw that really changed the momentum of this team and where that hype really started with the Detroit Lions when they went into Lambeau and won that game. And they had nothing really to play for other than just knocking the Packers out and for pride. And I'm telling you what, this team has a different energy about it. They're 10-3 over the last 13 games. Same old Lions? I don't think so. The only game they lost this year, they lost the turnover battle by 3 to Seattle. Otherwise, they'd be 3-0. And this team hardly ever turns the football over. So that was an anomaly. If they didn't turn the football over versus the Seahawks and gift them points, they would easily be 3-0 right now. This is a great football team, in my opinion, and they're getting healthier. We're going to be getting Emmanuel Mosley back here soon for the Lions cornerback. That's going to add to that cornerback depth. He may or may not play this week. They're looking to rotate him in with Jerry Jacobs. We'll see what happens. Right now, they're saying, and it's kind of up in the air, but he has started practicing. Lions here 7th in passing yards on offense, 11th in rushing yards. Packers here 21st in passing yards, 23rd in rushing yards. We've seen Jordan Love honestly be rather inconsistent here for the Packers. He's got a 53.1% completion percentage, 94.7 quarterback rate. The quarterback rate isn't horrible. But Jared Goff, 69.9% completion percentage, 101.6 quarterback rate. So I think we definitely have the quarterback advantage here. The defense, honestly, is getting better. They held the Falcons at 6 points last week. Didn't even allow a touchdown. Played great. I think we can honestly see more of that version of the Lions going forward. Like I said, when I talked about the Lions, I was talking about actually fading them versus Seattle. I ended up just taking the over because I didn't like the matchup. And it played out that way. However, they are starting to get more healthy in the secondary. It still would be a bad matchup, in my opinion, to take them versus a high pass offense. Right now versus the Packers, guys, our passing offense doesn't scare me. It's not as bad as Atlanta's, but it's in the same breath in that it's very inconsistent. 53% throwing the football speaks for itself. And right now this offense is kind of inconsistent for the Packers. Packers are also allowing the 5th most rushing yards defensively, so Jahmyr Gibbs, if Montgomery plays, could have a lot of success there as well, setting up more play action for the Lions. And like I said, I see more cohesion here out of the Lions than I do in Green Bay. Green Bay really didn't have a business winning that game versus New Orleans last week. If Derek Carr doesn't go down, I don't think they win that game. They could easily be 1-2. Packers are also 2-1 coming into this game. Like I said, Lions could be 3-0. They turned it over 3 times versus Seattle, got no takeaways. That hasn't even happened for this team in a couple years. I mean, this team and the Lions, guys, turned it over the fewest in 2022. They're very actually disciplined under Dan Campbell. So I expect that to continue. Love it there, guys, for our number 1 pick. We're going Detroit Lions money line here versus the Green Bay Packers. Minus 108 odds here on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 2, we are going Sam Laporta over 43.5 receiving yards here for the Detroit Lions. Minus 110 odds here on DraftKings. So, guys, I'm actually going to pull up our odds chart here on Laporta. Take a look at this. So, here's what we got. You can actually take this on Bet Rivers right here, as you guys can see, 42.5 at minus 115 if you'd like. If you have Bet Rivers, take that. But 43.5 is kind of the middle ground here. Minus 110 for the over. But look at this on FanDuel. Minus 114 at 44.5. And you go down here to PointsBet, 45.5 for minus 110. So, guys, this is what I use. This is Odds Jam. Take your best line. So, for me, I'm taking DraftKings as the odds are a little bit better. Kind of a little bit middled out there. And that's really the most common book. So, like I said, take your guys' best line, but this is what I use to check my odds, just so you guys are aware of that. So let's, all right, we'll pull that off. All right, Laporta here, guys, over in 2 out of 3 games, the logs are 39, 63, and 84, and that's a progressive shift up each week. Target, same thing. It's gone up each week, 5, 6, 11, which I love seeing that. We're starting to see that chemistry building between Jared Goff and Sam Laporta. Really, was nominated for Offensive Rookie of the Week last week. He was absolutely terrific. And I love that St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, is still the focal point of this Lions offense. So it kind of takes that pressure off of Laporta. They can't really key in on him too much. So I think he'll still get some good matchups and some good looks down the field. And like I said, I love that chemistry that's growing between Goff and Laporta. I really do. Packers so far 13th in yards allowed to tight ends in 23. So it's about middle of the pack. So it's not a terrible matchup as far as that goes. And Laporta right now, guys, volume alone is why I love this line. Averaging over 7 targets per game, that's enough for me. I just love the value, honestly, for him here. Like I said, just that volume alone. And the chemistry that's building. He's young, so you're going to get these lines kind of lower than I think they should be. Because, especially for a guy that's showing it now, and now it shows that he could be trustworthy, he's going to be targeted. I don't know if he could be targeted more than 11 times. That'd be kind of crazy, but he could get 7, 8, 9 targets this game. Wouldn't surprise me. So love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. We're going Sam Laporta over 43.5 receiving yards here for the Detroit Lions. Minus 110 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, guys, and finally at number 3, we're going Jordan Love over 15.5 rushing yards here for the Green Bay Packers. Minus 102 odds here on FanDuel. So, guys, we talked about odds shopping, right? Again, here on Odds Jam, guys, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a huge discrepancy as far as our odds. Minus 102 for the over 15.5 on FanDuel. Look, over 16.5 on DraftKings is minus 125. It's wicked juice. That's crazy, right? And it's a yard more. That's just wild. So this is how you become a more profitable sports bettor, guys, is just shopping these lines out. Look at the discrepancy, though. You see it even this goes all the way to 17.5 here on Rivers. And again, you'd be paying a lot. You'd be paying more juice, minus 112. So take 15.5 at minus 102 all day, guys. This is why you line shop, though. This is just some of the comic books that I'm showing you. OddsJam's honestly great for that. I do recommend it to you guys. I don't get a lick off of saying that for OddsJam, by the way. I don't have a link or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's how I check my odds, and I think they are a great tool and a great resource. So, OddsJam, you're welcome. But no, it really is a great resource, guys. But love here, guys. Over in 2 out of 3 games so far this season with logs at 39, 23, and 12. And when we saw last week, we saw him to actually take 9 carries last week. So he actually rushed the ball 9 times last week. And I love the matchup here, honestly, with the Lions. Lions allowed the most rushing yards to quarterbacks in 2022 by a substantial amount, too. 175 more than the second-place team. That's, quarterbacks ran for 700 yards last year versus Lions, which is kind of wild. So far in 2023, they've allowed the 11th most rushing yards to quarterbacks so far. How this ends up happening is you get a defense sometimes that comes at them hard, with Aiden Hutchinson, these guys, and they sometimes have breakdowns in the middle of the field where they just leave big gaps. Sometimes this defense does do that. So I think Love it'd be kind of silly for Love not to take advantage of that. We saw him have carries of 2 carries this season of 24 yards, which means he can run. When he chooses to run, he's got the mobility and he's got the speed to make it happen. So he should be doing it more. We saw him do it 9 times last week. Great matchup here. I'd be surprised if he doesn't try to do that more and take advantage of that more. He's not typically known as a runner, but we're seeing him really do a great job so far this season, getting more comfortable and doing some of that stuff. And when you're kind of struggling throwing the football and it's just over 50% pass completions, it's a nice way to get him in rhythm, honestly. Running that football, taking advantage of those breakdowns in the Lions defense. I definitely think he could have some holes and he could pick up some yards. I think, honestly, this is just a great look for him. So, love it there for our number 3 pick, guys. We're going Jordan Love, over 15.5 rushing yards here for the Green Bay Packers, minus 102 odds here on FanDuel. All right, guys, as promised, our same game parlay. Here's what we got. So, I'm going to just show you the whole no sweat same game parlay, guys. We don't have nothing to worry about. I'm officially putting 1/10 of a unit on this. However, I'm not going to count this as a loss till I lose that $10, right? Because I didn't lose it till I lose it. So I'll let you know what the bonus bet is if we don't get it, and then we'll quantify it that way. I'm not going to count stuff against my loss that aren't losses, though. So that's just how it's going to go for me. Like I said, no sweat, same game parlay, which means you'll get your money back if this doesn't hit in the form of a bonus bet, which we'll use hopefully on Sunday. I'll let you guys know what that is if this does not hit. But Sam Laporta, anytime touchdown here for the Lions as our first leg. Guys, 22 targets in 3 games. We talked about that. Green Bay, 15th most touchdowns allowed to tight ends in 2022. They didn't give up a ton of yards to tight ends, but they did give up 7 touchdowns. So I think Laporta here, finding that rhythm with Goff. We saw him score last week on that big touchdown. I think you'd be looking for him more in the red zone as well. Luke Musgrave, tight end for the Packers, anytime touchdowns. Here for the Green Bay Packers. Lions, 2nd most touchdowns allowed to tight ends in 2022. Musgrave so far this season, 15 targets. So this is honestly a pretty good matchup for him as well. I really don't mind his over as well in receiving yards. I believe it's about 36.5, so that's not a bad look as well, guys. And then Sam Laporta, over 4.5 receptions. Guys, he's 3 for 3 to this line this season, and there is plenty of value on that line. It's plus 116 right now on FanDuel that I saw. So I honestly love those odds, guys. We love getting them plus odds when we can get them, right? So, oops. Well, got the wrong thing there, guys. All right, guys, that is it for our same game parlay. We're officially putting 1/10 of a unit on it, but I'm going to track it as a loss when we lose the $10. I'll let you guys know what our bet will be for Sunday if that doesn't hit, but we track it when we lose the money. But appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. You guys absolutely rock. Appreciate all of your guys' support. We're doing okay in NFL lately. We're 7-5 over our last 3 episodes of NFL. So we're leveling out a little bit, kind of getting rid of that early season woes, starting to find a little bit of rhythm here. That's what I'm hoping for going forward, is that we can get more sweeps as the season goes on, as we're starting to dial into some more stats. We have more data to back us up. I think that's going to help us moving forward. So appreciate you guys. Support the channel if you can. I love you guys. You guys are the best. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.